Shucheng's looking like he's leaving a tough one for Verner, and he's dropped in the one here.
Yeah, he did not mean to do that.
Hooked himself on the 2.
Yes.
This is an update match on the side going on. We're going to see what our next match table is going to be, but if he can pull off the upset here, ladies and gentlemen, you've got Lukas Verner coming down the B side would be
definitely
wild stuff. But it's not over yet, as they say.
Very cool. Christian, I have a match in 30 minutes. I'm going to hand this over to Zach.
Good. Thanks for joining us here in the booth.
Definitely. Anytime, Christian. Anytime. Yeah, after my next match, if you want me again, I'm all about it, man. Thank you.
Michael Deichmann, ladies and gentlemen. Mike D.
Checking it out.
Mike D joining us in the chat. Send him some love over there. He's playing his matchup next, but we're in a barn burner here. Lukas Verner with the ball in hand now. We got Zach Ross back in the booth. How's it going, Zach?
Good, good. Just went and got my fill of food over at Garlic Crush.
And Lukas is not adjusting. You just got here just in time for a close, tight match. It's a 100-point Fargo difference, but I don't think that's how the players have been playing in this one. Shucheng is leading 8-5 on the hill against Lukas Fracasso-Verner, who honestly thought potential for a favorite in this tournament. He's been playing pretty well recently. 23-year-old.
Yeah, the last few racks I saw, Lukas just seems to be overrunning his position, especially with his defense. And then Shucheng did have a couple lucky duckies where that jail behind the 4-5 earlier.
Yeah, we haven't been tuning in, or we've been hopping back and forth every once in a while, and it's been looking like a tight match. And yeah, I imagine there's got to be some rolls, but you play for those. That's part of the game. I think our next TV table match we've got coming up, the young man Sam Henderson, making the trek out here to the Pacific Northwest, playing against the Canadian Woody Nielsen. So it's going to be a good match in a few, but we got to finish off this one as it is a close one. Going rail first, separate the balls, and he's going to get a good cue ball. Is the 4 ball going to leave a shot? I think so. If you guys are liking the content too, come like and subscribe. Ox Billiards, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Matchroom Pool, YouTube page. Bringing the stream to you. Thanks to QTech, our main sponsor, World Nineball Tour, and everyone else who helped us get this tournament on the map. Nice stroke there from Verner. But he's going to get unlucky again, I think. He's going to have to shoot this rail first, and his position's not automatic on the 6.
Yeah, the way he's going to be swinging this cue ball, I think he might be ending up on the other side of the 6, sort of like a 6-9 combo here.
Yeah, he could come tight around this lower 2 cushions, around this lower right corner pocket, lower left corner pocket. End up with the 6 on the side. Oh, he could see it directly. Just doesn't feel like he's quite in line on these shots. And I haven't been watching the match, but I wonder how much of the previous, shots or any mistakes he had previously have kind of caused this to be the effect. But he looks to be a little bit back in line here. On the rail. Going the wrong direction from the 9 here, so maybe just a thin cut into the left side pocket. Up and down the rails off 3 cushions. No, he's able to hold it. It's a good stroke. It's going to come too far. It's going to come too far, Zach.
Fascinating.
Wow.
That's crazy.
And this is wild. Just the slight adjustment of the speed of the tables. It just felt like that shot was just far too thin. Obviously, our perspective is a little bit different than what he has at the table, but the way these tables have been rolling, that one just took off.
Yeah, Shucheng's been playing great, but I think, Lukas is definitely allowing him to take the momentum here with some of these just overran shots.
I didn't see Lukas here yesterday warming up, so I think he might just not be adjusted to the speed of the tables. This is going to leave a shot on, I think. So this is a potential
cut into the upper left.
Either one, I think. It just kind of depends what your preference is on cutting. Looks like he's taking the left. Might be a little bit safer to the left corner, especially if it's the thinner of the two cuts, as you can kind of avoid scratching in this lower left corner pocket using a good amount of right-hand side. Definitely cuttable, I think, though. This is for game and match and the upset. He knocks it in. And where's his cue ball?
Wait for it. Oh, no.
No. Wow. Scratches on that one. We got to take a replay. Holy smokes. What a show. Zips it in, 2 rails, and you just saw it kind of guiding that extra little side, curving it just toward the corner, and it catches the point. Talk about a finish. We're still rolling in that one. Shucheng can play on these tables. He knows them pretty well. He did host a practice tournament last weekend, sort of as a warm-up to the event, and I think that's helped him out a little bit. Obviously, Lukas a little bit of a disadvantage, maybe not knowing quite the speed and the roll of the tables. Looks like he's just getting out of line a little bit too much. If ever you can run out these balls with ball in hand, this is the time. Although this 2-ball doesn't look like it goes.
Might be able to get this 2 on the side, kind of depending on.
He's trying to think of all the options, and looks like it must not pass on the side because I think he would have shot by this point. So I think we're going to see maybe another safety shot. You can glue him to the back of the 5 here, although he's going to let his opponent back to the table. It's not what you want with ball in hand, but sometimes only thing you're willing or that you can have. The difference here between frozen to the back of the 5 and not is pretty big, I think, depending on where the 2 ends up as well. Shooting the 9-ball.
Oh.
Combination, and wow. What an attempt. Yeah, I think we're going to have to tune into this one for a little bit longer, as it could end any moment. If you guys are watching the Table 1 action, it is live on the second Aux stream over on Aux Billiards YouTube channel. Both tables available there, but we're just going to watch the end of this one, as it could be over any moment. Hometown favorite Shucheng Chao playing against one of the World Nineball 2 ranked pros. And he's got an opportunity. Five really goes in any pocket. This might be the trickiest shot right here. I think he's got it into the right side or corner past the 4.
I think I like the corner on this just because there's a pretty big open, at least line of sight for the 4.
Yeah, it looks like he's going a little bit away from the 4, kind of towards the green 6, ever so slightly. So that might force his hand into playing it into the right middle.
Mm-hmm.
But I like your idea. It's just hard to tell from this perspective. Yeah, you'd like to get there. That'd be okay. Might just have to do a nice soft stun stroke or sort of a kill shot. Shoot 3 into the corner. Or just roll it in. A little bit riskier, that type of shot, though. You're kind of subject to the table conditions. No.
Oh, no.
Big mistake. Now Lukas Fracasso-Verner with the ball in hand. Should be a favorite to get out. 5 ball goes in most pockets, like we said. Just getting on the 4 is a little bit tricky. It's going to run a little too far again. Don't think he was trying to get on this side of the 4, but just doesn't seem like he's comfortable with the table. Everything running a little bit too far. Maybe double, sort of doubting himself then on the next shot. He's going to run it again.
You think you can cut this in the bottom left?
Yeah, I think
withdraw.
I think bottom left and try to hold it. You can go around the 7, but the 8 comes into play. You might also be able to hit the right short rail. No, he's just playing the safety out right. Did he leave a window?
He
think
did.
The window's on.
Yep.
Wow, so another mistake. 5 ball does not run far enough. And another chance for Shucheng to get out in this rack. Boy, this would be an upset and big win for the hometown favorite if he can pull it off. This is an A-side match, though. Neither player going to be out of it after this.
Hit this with a pure stroke. He should be pretty good for the 6.
Yeah, just a good, solid speed. He's going to have to hit off the short rail and come up to the center of the table. Just don't underhit this, I think. And I think the pressure's starting to mount a little bit. A couple mistakes from Shucheng, but he's got away with one here. We'll be tuning back to the main match table. Sam Henderson versus Woody Nielsen have just gotten started, and they're off to a good one. We see a good shot over there, but this one just a bit too close to call. We're going to have to stay tuned in for last few racks here. Thank you, David Burney, in the chat.
What a hit.
Yeah, what a shot.
All right, let's see how Lukas answers back on this one. I think he might be contemplating the kick here. Maybe send that 5 just up past the 6 on the right side of it.
See some folks saying, blast it, Chao. Move the cheese. I think he's playing the right shots here. So if there's enough space, this might be a kick and stick, but looks awfully tight, that window. And normally when it is, you need a little bit more angle going into the rail. So you might just be able to play rail first and snick off the edge and hold it there with the 8. It's tough to gauge that type of hit, though.
Especially from this distance.
Oh, he managed to cut it in. He had an angle. And now there's a cue ball. It's going to roll far enough, so Lukas Fracasso-Verner's still alive. Combination, not automatic, but still one he's favored to make if he's right in behind it. He's also looking at the short side position. He kind of has the option of both. Sort of how he hits the zigzag on this shot. Playing the short side here. I think he's tuned in a little bit better on that shot. He's in nicely. And another one down here for Lukas Fracasso-Verner. Brings it back within 1. Seven to 8. Shucheng is back at the table, and I think he's got to look at this one.
I believe it was a dry break from Lukas.
It looks like something went down on the break, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, you're right. So a bit of a pickle. The 9 in the side makes it really tough. What a time to get a dry break, too. You have to imagine, though, if it goes hill-hill, it's going to be another dry break, I bet. There's no way.
It's definitely not going to be a golden break.
Yeah. We'll see. And all these tables playing, it's a little bit different on the break. They are using the match room break box with the 9-ball on the spot, so not easy to break these balls consistently and get the one to chop in the side pocket. Don't think the 9 is over the pocket enough that you can combo it with the 2, so likely to see a billiard off of the 9 with the 2. And this is, once again, just overran the cue ball a good diamond or so, and he's left a cut shot here.
Yeah, Lukas is getting no love with these defenses the last few racks.
Yeah, just selling out. I think opportunities he otherwise would not be giving. We're going to go back to the Sam Henderson match in a little bit, but this one pretty crucial for both players as they want to stay on the A side. And this is a seeded tournament, so if Lukas somehow gets to the B side, it's going to be a monster to fight against. Does he get a fortunate roll? I think he might have gotten away with it. No, not sure.
No, not quite.
The thing about these long races, you gotta close out the match. Five is sitting in a place too where it's one of those straightforward 3-rail safeties if you don't get on it clean. I wonder how much that's going to come into play in this rack, because you start to see the tension building in both players. Just got to watch out to the 8-ball. It's okay.
I think he plays forward on this.
Yeah, forward's a bit tough based on where the 3 is. If the 3 was closer to the pocket, definitely forward, I think, is the shot. Looks like he's putting a low sort of stun draw shot on this. Just stroke it well. The table's playing so quick that you really don't have to hit that shot that hard. I think you can either stun across 2 rails in between the 7-9 a couple times, or you can just roll this with high inside. I think the first one's the better choice. He decided to come on this side of the 9, which is totally fine. And now this 5 is going to be the trickiest ball to get on, I think.
Yeah, it's a pretty narrow window there between the 5 and 6. If he intends to bring this 5 down.
I almost like going 3 rails at the 5 and going past it, just so you are guaranteed kind of an angle. Just looking to see how wide you can get to still cut the 5, maybe.
Quick commentary update on the Sam Henderson-Woody Nielsen match. It looks like Woody is down to the 7-9, which would get him his first point of the match.
This is close. He's nudged the 6. It's going to leave a super thin cut, but I think it technically pots in this bottom right corner pocket or bottom left corner pocket. Yeah, he's just looking at how many times he's going to come across the rails. It's going to be all about controlling the white. 6-9 combo is what he wants to end up with, probably. This doesn't have to go. This is going to end up nicely.
Yeah, he can. Yep, he's going to combo this 9 for sure. And then we'll all be sweating a hill if he can successfully pot this 9.
Yes, sir. It's not easy, though. He's kind of back cutting it a bit. It's a bit of a blind pocket. Wanted to get right in behind it, obviously, but...
Bit of a hanger, though. I think if he just takes his time.
Yeah, takes it down. We're in for a hill match, ladies and gentlemen. This is a hill match. Potential for an upset. Shucheng Chao at the table. 100-point Fargo difference, but Shucheng has been growing his rating pretty rapidly in the past few months. So I think that 650 is a little bit of a misnomer. He's also probably got pretty significant home field advantages. He knows these tables pretty well. He ran a tournament here at Ox last weekend, sort of as a warm-up tester tournament on these tables. And he is a regular here, so you can see him sporting the Ox jersey. He knows these tables pretty well. But is it enough to clear up here and get the upset? All the folks over on Matchroom saying, "Come on, Chao." Where's the Lukas Fracasso-Verner fans? I know it's upset. It's easy to root for the underdog.
Yeah, where's Connecticut? Connecticut in the building?
Yeah. This looks like it's going to dress up okay for the side pocket. And he's got a straight enough angle he can work it with a bit of inside spin. Come out to the center of the table. He wants an angle in the 6 to come for 7, kind of that line right there. So he's got to work it with just the right amount of side. The 6 leads to the 7 pretty naturally for short side position to the bottom corner pocket, so it's all up to him now, I think, to get this out. I think it's a 650. He is favored to get out here, but when it comes to the pressure of match situations and knowing who you're playing against, probably a pretty different scenario, but he's looking pretty good here in the first one. Might be a bit thin. And if he's too thin on this, can't stun it, it's going to be all about the pace of this shot.
Yeah, if he's worried about stunning, I think you just a little inside right, and just kind of float over to that side rail, and then the spin will kind of take it a little.
Yeah, inside right. Yeah, a little bit of right-hand side. Yeah, yeah. Exactly. It's just all about pace, this shot. He's got the stroke. It's looking pretty good. I think he needs one more good shot on this 7 to just hold on this half of the table for the 8. And I think he's favored to get out. This is looking pretty good for Shucheng. He's got choice of side pockets, or he can come past the 9 into the corners. I think
yeah.
He could just hold it, use a little bit of his talent and go 2 rails and try to hold it across the position zone. It's not a bad choice because he'll always have a 9-ball shot as long as he stays right around the side pocket areas.
I know that 9 goes on the left side, but comfortably, I think I'd rather just try to bring it around for the 9 in the same pocket.
Yeah, 9 in the same pocket, yeah. So you want to attack it with 2 cushions. You don't want it to go straight toward the side. And that's what he's doing.
This is great.
2 cushions. It's going to be decent on it. This is for the match, ladies and gentlemen. Hill Shucheng Chao, the local fan favorite, player here at Ox Billiards, versus Lukas Fracasso-Verner, the young gun coming into town. 100-point Fargo difference, but boy, not after this match. No, just the pressure. That's all it was. And I think it got to him. Just overcut it. A little bit of a transition, I think, issue on the swing. It's not an easy shot, though, on these Rassons. When you're up against the rail here, you're a little bit more jacked up than you normally are on a blue label diamond, let's say. So
Yep.
Makes any sort of side spin on the shot, just swerve it ever so slightly. So it's not over yet, but I think Lukas is a favor to make this. And there it is, takes it down. Lukas Fracasso-Verner.